You're watching CBS7 News at 9 on the CW and live on the CBS7 YouTube channel with Alexandra, Macia, and Tom Tieferteller.
I also want them to have an experience where they have sports and socials and dances and things, so they don't miss out on all of the great things that comes with a normal high school experience that all other kids have. So I'm excited to bring sports this year, where we will be competing against other charter schools across the city.
Students at Idea Public Schools headed back to the classrooms today. Why this was a historic first day coming up in just a few minutes. Good evening. Thanks for joining us for CBS7 News on the CW, and thanks for joining us live on the CBS7 YouTube. I'm Alexandra, Macia, and we start tonight with a CBS7 exclusive story.
There was never a timeline back then. It was just the hope of being able to put water there.
There's three essentials to life: food, water, and shelter. In some cases, there's an abundance of each, but in West Odessa, water is drying out. Unexpected population growth and a worsening drought has left some West Odessans with no choice but to haul in water on a weekly basis.
Oh, you got a good well here, you'll probably never run out of water. Well, he just didn't see the light of coming, I guess.
Many residents living on the west side of West Odessa have been fighting for water for years.
You can't live without water. You can live without oil. You can live without a lot of things, but you can't live without water.
Daryl Macia has lived in West Odessa for 17 years.
When I first moved here, they told us that they didn't have no trouble, that a guy that used to have it grew alfalfa, there was plenty of water.
Macia had two active wells. In the past 2 years, one has gone dry.
It's scary. I mean, if I turn my well on, I can turn it a quarter turn on a faucet, and I'm okay. If I go more than a quarter turn, I pump my well off.
Both him and his son are now living on one well that is also drying up. There is a city water line about 1,400 feet away from his home, but Macia says the Ector County Utility District quoted $70,000 to run a line to his house.
People within a mile and a half, 2 miles of me that have to haul water. And it seems like the further west you go, the further west you go, the worse it gets.
Macia is not alone. One resident who wished to stay anonymous has lived in West Odessa for 53 years. Her wells are also drying up.
Right now we've got 3 wells tied together and we get maybe 3 to 5 gallons of in it.
The resident owns property in the district and pays ECA taxes, but due to line placement, she can't connect her entire property to water.
There's got to be a way that people out here could get water where they could at least bathe their children every night and not have to haul water and not have to pay extra money for people to bring water to them.
There's an estimated 60,000 people in West Odessa.
The west side of town has it's just grown seemed like overnight.
The effects of population growth, residents say they didn't see coming.
The more people you have move out here, the more wells that are drilled, the more drain it is on the wells.
Libby Tyndall has lived in West Odessa since before ECA's creation in 1976. While her water well is also not working like it used to, after years of waiting, she's finally got access to water.
The city water is like a cushion, or that it's there if I need it.
Tyndall has noticed recent additions of lines in some areas of West Odessa.
Where there's new homes, there's typically the city water, the ECUD water is there. But the old folks that have been around a long time, they're still waiting.
The residents left waiting say they can't sell a house that has no water.
Anybody in their right mind's not going to haul water, buy a place and haul water.
And for those who don't have the money to move or don't want to,
it's a toss-up as to whether you're going to get water or you're going to run out and have to haul water.
Coming up tomorrow, we speak with ECUD President Tommy Irvin about the trials ECUD faces in connecting residents to water.
You compare what we think the economy would be with and without that higher temperature, it's about a 9% difference in the overall economy.
This year, West Texas has endured a heat wave unlike any other in history. We've seen 35 days with temperatures in the 100s and experienced the second hottest month in West Texas history. But the heat isn't just affecting our history books, it's also having a major impact on the economy. Excessive heat waves affect the economy in multiple ways. When there is a heat wave, there is losses in work and revenue in the agricultural industry because certain farmers can't grow their crops. But the heat wave also has a positive effect for some industries.
It helps the utility industry because we're all using more air conditioning, we're all using more water. So anybody that sells those things is receiving more revenue. So it's a balancing act that we did across over 400 industries to take a look at this. And again, on balance, the impact was decidedly negative.
One local HVAC company says they have seen an increase in revenue since the start of the summer and that it's normal to see those spikes when it gets warmer outside. And the economy isn't the only thing seeing the effects of the heat. With the temperatures rising, many farmers would appreciate some rain. However, Mandujano brothers would prefer it stays sunny and dry this time of year. Their family produces some of the sweetest cantaloupes in Texas, and they're also celebrating their 25th anniversary in West Texas. The drier the weather and less rain leads to sweeter cantaloupes. When we asked one of the brothers what the recipe to success was, he says,
"The family place here, and we all from the picking to packing, shipping, and shipping out straightly to the warehouses, we're all involved."
The Mandujano brothers also provide housing for their workers and constant breaks when they're working in the heat. Beto says these workers begin around 8 in the morning and finish between 3 or 5. They have shipments with 6, 8, and 9 cantaloupes, depending on their size, that go as far as California. And it's time to take a look at weather. Chief Meteorologist Tom Teefer-Teller is here to tell us what we can expect. Tom?
Well, we are going to be looking at more triple-digit heat in our forecast here over the next few days. Some areas seeing a little bit of rain. Van Horn, 6/100ths of an inch a little bit earlier as we saw some isolated showers, thunder showers into the mountain areas, and those temperatures, they were blazing hot. We did not reach 100 out at the Midland National Air and Spaceport. It's 99 is where we got 100 in Odessa, 101 in Big Spring. So plenty of triple digits out there across the area. And again, we are looking at most of the scattered showers and thunder showers again starting to wind down for tonight across West Texas and southeast New Mexico. As I look at Pecos right now, some darker skies to the west, just leftover clouds from the earlier showers and thunder showers as temperatures are trying to cool off here this evening.
Thanks, Tom. Midland Memorial Hospital is offering a new tool to help patients understand their diagnosis. The hospital launched an interactive video platform with more than 1,000 instructional videos. Patients can feel overwhelmed when given diagnosis and may not understand everything they're being told. The platform is on every patient television and tailored to their diagnosis. And patients can get clarification about their condition after their hospital stay by accessing the videos online. The videos are also aimed at preventing patient readmission.
Knowledge is power. The more knowledge I have, the more I'm able to control my healthcare outcomes because I know what my part is, what is my role as the patient taking care of my health at home.
All of the videos are at above a 5th grade reading level and 3 minutes or less and are in English and Spanish. The launch is a culmination of a year and a half of work. And in your education news, school is officially back in session at Idea Public Schools. It was a big day for Idea Travis School in Midland as they introduced the 9th grade level in competitive sports for the first time in school history. High school levels have been added at Idea Travis so the students can have a longer experience at the school. The 9th grade counselors want to make sure every 9th grade student is ready for college. They're now offering a college prep class to show students how to stand out from other college applicants and improving their essay writing skills.
These kids deserve to be at passing high schools. They deserve to have classes that are going to push them for college, that are going to, help them succeed. And right now they're just not getting that anywhere else.
Idea Travis will be adding the new high school grade level each year until it is fully scaled from pre-K to 12th grade. Idea Travis is also introducing multiple competitive sports with the goal of getting Idea Travis on the same playing field as other Permian Basin schools. All new tonight at 9, the City of Midland hosted a meet and greet for its new city manager, Tommy Gonzalez. Midlanders took this as an opportunity to connect, ask questions, and welcome him to Midland. But Gonzalez wanted to make clear that these meetings aren't about him, they are about the community.
I want to be very clear, the mayor and council are really the face of our community, of our organization, and we work for them. So this was just a matter of people just getting to know the person that works directly with the council as their senior staff.
If you weren't able to make it tonight, the city will be hosting another event on August 15th. And first on CBS7, we confirmed this afternoon that a retailer is officially moving into the Regal Theater here at the Midland City Music City Mall. Mall management confirmed that Spirit Halloween will be temporarily moving into the space. You'll remember the theater closed back in January of this year. Mall management did not indicate any plans after Spirit Halloween leaves the space. Now for a look at today's top headlines shown here in real time with real viewers on CBS7.com. See all these stories and more by downloading our app or visiting our website at CBS7.com. And still ahead, Governor Abbott signed a bill today outlawing street racing. The details next in your news across Texas on CBS7 News at 9. Texas has 2 new laws to address street racing and street takeovers after a signing ceremony today. One gives law enforcement and prosecutors more power to crack down on such events. It takes effect September 1st. The other is in place now and allows the immediate removal and impounding of vehicles used in street takeovers. Those are when a group of spectators blocks an intersection with vehicles so drivers can't perform stunts like donuts in the middle. This bill sign was in Fort Worth, which saw a street takeover last month. Other takeovers took place in Austin earlier this year.
Well, we are going to be looking at more triple-digit heat. Won't we ever see an end to this? Well, we'll talk about that coming up next.
Now, from the CBS7 First Alert Weather Center, here's Chief Meteorologist Tom Tiefertiller.
Well, again, we have seen triple-digit heat hang around, and it looks like it's going to stay in our forecast. And we asked you, our viewers and our Facebook friends, how would you describe the heat? Well, Colette Barragon down in Fort Stockton says, West Texas is a hot mess, y'all, and I think that's a good way to put it, and it's going to stay messy as we're going to see those temperatures stay in the triple digits all the way through next week. Last night we were looking at a supermoon. You can still see it. It's a little less than full now, but here it was last night rising in the eastern sky. Linda Hopper from Stanton showing us the supermoon and a beautiful view there. We have a few clouds here and there in the western sky right now. As temperatures on our live iCam in Pecos, well, they're down to 95 degrees. A little cooler over towards Guadalupe Pass. Van Horn at 78 after the showers, in the low 80s in the mountain areas. Again, we saw temperatures up into triple-digit territory for many locations. Again, most of the scattered showers, thunder showers, really starting to wind down. North and south of Valentine, we're looking at some of the scattered shower, thunder shower activity. And continue on up towards Van Horn, over towards Sierra Blanca, but everything is really starting to wind down. Now, high pressure is stretched out. It's centered up right over East Texas, but it's really stretched out from the Florida Panhandle all the way across to California. And again, that's really controlling our weather. The center of this high pressure is going to move further off to the west, and that's going to keep the heat in our forecast. In fact, it's going to increase and build quite a bit here into the weekend. Again, far west Texas was a favorite area for the showers and thunder showers this afternoon as that high pressure is on the move and moving off to the west, as we did see temperatures across the state rather hot. 99 in the Dallas-Fort Worth area still right now, in Del Rio 91 with a few showers a little bit earlier in and around the El Paso area. And the West Texas Futurecast shows, again, if we see anything in the way of isolated showers, thunder showers, it will be into the mountain areas after 12 noon into portions of southeast New Mexico. But for the most part, though, most areas remaining dry for tomorrow. Rest of tonight, here's what we're looking at. Trying to cool off a little bit, but still very mild, only into the mid-70s overnight tonight. And then tomorrow, looking at plenty of triple digits in our forecast, should be up to around 101 for Odessa and Midland, 103 in the Big Spring area coming up for tomorrow. Your CBS 7 First Alert exclusive 10-day forecast. The heat is building here over the next few days, as we'll see plenty in the way of triple digits in our forecast. And this weekend, watch out, 104 to 105. And it's really going to stay that way into next week with no rain in the forecast, except maybe an isolated shower, thunder shower in those mountain areas.
Up next, more pigskin previews. We take a look at the high school football teams from Fort Stockton and Garden City after the break.
Now, sports with sports director Jacob Brandenburg from the Ford Sports Desk.
We continue our CBS7 Pigskin preview. Today we start with Fort Stockton. The Panthers had a great season last year, but lose 33 seniors off of that team. Fort Stockton had one of the area's best defenses in 2022. The Panthers gave up just 10 points per game in their 10 wins. But only 2 starters are back from that defense.
We need other people to step in and fill in those spots. And it's going to be hard too, because last year, those seniors, they had leadership and all that. But, I have confidence in these, like the young ones coming up. So hopefully we'll be good this year and our defense will be better than ever.
That's when coaching comes into play. You get to kind of see what the kids can do and develop your scheme based on their strengths, see some things that they don't do real well, and then get away from that. So it's going to be a lot of fun rebuilding our defense this year.
Offense without precision, defense without effort.
Honestly, like last year's, linebackers always getting the tackles, making plays, the front doing their jobs, making plays as well.
Hey, shooter.
Marco Garcia returns at quarterback and is a threat throwing and running.
I got to do my part on the ball. I got to score every time we get the ball. That's my job. Because if we don't score, we can't win. But I got to help the defense out too a little. If they get a stop, we get the ball, we got to score.
He runs track. He goes and he's a state champion in the 1,600-meter relay. So I'm excited to see what he does this year.
The Panthers are waiting for a new group of receivers to emerge. In the meantime, they can rely on their running game.
Corbin Luna's back. He's one of the top running backs in West Texas. The kid's a very strong runner. He's explosive. So we're excited to have him back along with Isaiah Velasquez as well. Isaiah's tough. He's got great vision.
Me and Corbin together, I feel like we're unstoppable. So you put us back there, I don't feel like no one can stop us.
Coach Hickman is all about toughness in his second year back at his alma mater.
We're trying to find members of the 4-quarter fight club. I'm expecting us to be tougher, and I'm expecting us to compete harder, and I'm expecting us to never quit, just to fight till the very end.
Elsewhere, I sent Jair Brooks Davis out to Garden City, and he brings us this report on the Bearcats.
There are some changes coming on a football field in Garden City. After several Bearcats have graduated, head coach Jeff Jones has new personnel to plug in.
We got some new faces as far as like Walton Marshall at quarterback, Nate Balcazar at the center spot, Hector Malmazan we're looking at him at guard.
Marshall is ready to fill the shoes of former starting quarterback Logan Seidenberger after serving as his backup.
I feel like I'm ready. I've played with these guys since Pee Wee football, so we're a real great team, and so I don't really feel that much pressure. It's just like going to practice every day with my best friends and getting to play football, a game that I love.
I'm excited about Walton. He's a good QB. He's learned a lot. He's more precise on his throwing. I feel like he's going to show a lot of people what he can really do this year.
And although Walton can showcase his arm, the Bearcats have a ground game prepared that's going to help the offense flow.
Our backs got a lot of playing time last year. Denton Rowe's going to be our little F back who runs the option for us. And then our tailback, we got Preston Dellinger and Blaine Waltz, who both had some really good seasons last year. So we're excited that they're back.
And on defense, only one starter is back.
Alejandro still has his defensive end position, so he's going to have to be the vocal leader out there and lead by example. We're looking at Walton at the middle linebacker spot, which was vacated by John Lopez. And Nate Balcazar is going to have to fill the shoes of Owen Seidenberger, who is an all-state nose guard. They're up to the task, and we're looking forward to seeing how the defense goes. We do have some speed, and we like to put speed out on defense.
Everybody sees us as underdogs, but I feel like we're going to prove people wrong. We're a tough team. I know we are. And we're here to push past our limits, like I said. We're a strong team. I know we are.
We'll have more Pigskin previews every weeknight leading up to week 1 of the season. Tomorrow we'll feature the Reagan County Owls and the Balmorhea Bears. Stick around, we've got more after this quick break.
Earlier today, Midland police responded to a gunshot call. It was determined that the victim had been shot by his brother, 19-year-old Jason Ibarra Jr. During an argument, Ibarra was arrested at the scene and has been charged with aggravated assault with a deadly weapon. The victim was transported to a hospital and is in critical condition.
And before we go, we'll take a look at your weather forecast showing you those hot conditions are going to remain in the forecast. In fact, the heat stepping up its game a little bit as we're going to be looking at 104, 105 by the weekend and then all the way up to around 107 plus as we move in towards next week. So another big heat wave has started up across West Texas just in time for the month of August.
Well, thanks for watching CBS 7 First Alert News at 9 on the CW. We have more news coming up tonight on CBS 7 News at 10.